spooky stories. We're about to tell you some, so strap in. Okay, so we have gathered stories from Reddit ghost stories. We're hoping they're true. This is a Reddit where people put their true ghost stories. So we're gonna take these as
fact.
I must have. Also, Mac looks very pretty today, so we all have to give it up for Mac.
Thank you. I was gonna say the same thing about you, actually.
Oh, thank you. Okay. And you probably watching this are either looking pretty or you're... Alright, and there's also a bonus video at the end of this, so I haven't seen it and Mac has not seen it, so you'll get our full reaction. Possible ghosts in the form of my girlfriend. So I'm a bit of a skeptic and don't really believe in ghosts, and I have never seen one in my life until Sunday just passed. I was staying in the Municipal Hotel in Liverpool, and my girlfriend and I were getting ready to go out for a meal. My girlfriend was trying to take a picture in the mirror, but the lighting in the room was poor, so I suggested to her to try and find a mirror in the hallway. A few seconds pass, and I hear the door open and look around and see the back of her going out of the room and to the left. The door takes 10 seconds to close, so I catch it before it locks her out. I look down the hall both ways, but I can't seem to see her. I assumed she had went around the corner, so I closed the door and thought I would just wait for her to knock again to let her in. Anyway, I'm on the phone for 1 to 2 minutes, and then the next minute, my girlfriend just walks out of the bathroom in our hotel room, and I'm completely confused. I assumed the front door was unlocked, and I didn't hear her come in, but she promised me for 20 minutes straight she didn't even step foot in the hallway. Plus, I tried it myself, and like all hotel room doors, it locked from the outside, and we only got given one room key, which was in the power port inside of the room.
Yeah, that's crazy. What?
As someone who has seen an apparition, video here, wherever it is, that's the most freaked out thing, because you never just see someone, you feel. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if I'm crazy, but it's like you feel someone like walk by, and you're like, that's why you're like, oh, it's a person.
Yeah. I'm just like, there's literally no way that she would have gone out and back in without him knowing.
I was trying to think of any way that could be explained. At first I thought maybe I've seen her go into the bathroom and through the mirror and got confused, but I think this is me just trying to rationalize, as I definitely know what I saw. Also, the strange thing was, about 10 minutes after it happened, my memory of it was already starting to blur, as if it was a dream of some sort, but it actually happened, as far as I'm aware. I was just wondering if anyone else has something.
Oh, you're glitching.
Ask.
You're glitching.
Also, the strange thing was, about 10 minutes later after it happened, my memory of it was already starting to blur, as if it was a dream of some sort, but it actually happened, as far as I'm aware. I just wondered if anyone else has seen something in the form of someone they know, and also if they've also experienced this almost instant fuzziness around the memory of that situation. Have you? I haven't.
No, I don't think I've ever experienced that.
Like the fuzziness after?
Oh, maybe. I think when I've been like in that like a very stressful situation.
Oh, okay.
I think, and I feel like if I were to encounter a ghost, it would be very stressful for me.
Right, yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what it is, because I've never experienced fuzziness, and no one, like, he didn't say this hotel is haunted, right? Or I'm assuming heteronormativity. They didn't say this hotel was haunted.
I feel like it definitely is, though.
Right? I think every hotel's a little haunted because...
Yeah. Just
it's
like
a lot
hospital.
of people coming in and out. Yeah, hospital. Yeah.
I had a dream about an old fling and found out he passed away. I'm a 43-year-old woman, and when I was about 19 or 20, I met this guy. Let's call him Jay. We were more like friends with benefits, but I definitely liked him more than he liked me. He was loud, a little obnoxious, and kind of hard to deal with at times. Still, I liked him. Once I turned 21, we went our separate ways. You know how it is. Newly 21, living near a big city, going out with friends, clubbing, meeting new people. I lost touch with Jay, completely. From what I remember, he tried to reach out a few times, but I brushed him off. Fast forward about 5 or 6 years later, I had this really vivid dream about him. In this dream, I was in a parking garage, and Jay was chasing after me, trying to get my attention. I remember turning around and yelling, "No, I didn't like how you treated me." Then I ran off. When I woke up, it stuck with me. The dream felt too real, like it meant something. I couldn't shake the feeling, so I decided to look him up. I couldn't find much about him online, so I searched for his mom. She was easy to find since she was a real estate agent, and we happened to share the same last name. I found her number and actually called. When she answered, I said, "Hi, I don't know if you remember me, but I used to know your son Jay. I'm calling because I had a dream about him. How's he doing?" There was a long pause. Then she told me that Jay had passed away. He died in July of 2005, and I'd had that dream around October of 2005, or maybe 2006. Apparently, he'd been born with a heart condition and passed away in his car on the side of the road after feeling unwell. I was speechless. I just remember sitting there after that call, completely stunned. I couldn't believe it. It still gives me chills thinking about it, because in that dream, he was trying so hard to get my attention, and it happened after he had already passed. Part of me truly believes that was his way of reaching out, maybe to say goodbye or make peace. I just wish I could have seen him one more time.
Oh my god, that's really sad, but also really gave me chills.
Dude, when it was like he passed in his car and the whole thing is they're in a parking garage.
Yeah. Oh my god, I don't even know how I would feel.
I know. I feel like if it was me, and I feel like it kind of gives the impression that she feels the same way too, is like the amount of guilt I would have for like in the dream being like, no, I don't want to talk to you. I'd be like, oh, I wish I just talk to him.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I would get like so religious after that.
Literally, I'd be
like I would start going through the religions and being like, how can we replicate this?
Literally.
Yeah. No, that's hard. That's hard. Do you have dreams of like past loved ones?
I've had it once or twice, yeah. But it's very, very rare.
I see. Recently, I've been dreaming of my grandma a lot, and but they're funny. Like it's my grandma and this dog that my aunt had was like older than my sister. This dog was like our cousin. Everybody joked, Gimli's your cousin, right? And I fully believe that he keeps coming to me in my dreams. The other night, I don't know. Can I talk about dreams? Let's talk about our dreams.
Yeah. I have a lot about pets, like my past pets.
Right. And then the other night, my grandma was in my dream. And I've been like, okay, not to share too much, but I get angry a lot. And I'm trying to work on it. But in my dream, my grandma was like, your anger protects you. And I was like, I woke up and I didn't.
Period.
Exactly.
I knew.
Exactly. And my yeah saying it, I have to believe it to be true. So yeah, I just think it's interesting when you dream of someone who's passed because it does stick with you.
Have you ever had a dream that like you dream of something and then you wake up and you feel like it like was real, like you wake up feeling like it really happened? I had one like this, like both, where like I had a dream of like my childhood cat and she would always sleep like in between my legs in the bed at night, and I literally woke up and I literally like my legs were like they would have been if she was like in the middle, and I was like, oh, I can't move them because I'll disturb her. And then it took me a second and I was like, oh wait, like she's not there, girl. Like, whoa.
Weird occurrences in my home, part 1. I've had a lot of people asking me about my family's funeral home that I live in, and if anything scary has happened. I actually have a lot of stories. This house is definitely haunted, but I think it has more to do with the house's history. It was a very large boarding house before my dad bought it. There are a lot of doors because of that, and my bedroom door even still has a number on it from when it was. I have so many stories I don't even know where to start. A lot of them revolved around my older daughter, who seemed to be the focus of a lot of activity. I wonder if this like daughter is like child, like how old? Because a lot of ghost stories, it tends to be like a kid and then follows to adulthood. So that's just what I'm talking about. One day, we heard a crash above us from the attic that sounded like a piano being dropped. My husband was bathing our children, so I got my dad, who was working, and we went upstairs. You have to take 2 people at least.
Yeah, don't go by yourself. Why is anyone ever going by themselves?
I don't know, because I get like needing to check to make sure someone's not up there, but alone, you're crazy. Because there's a very true fact that people live in walls, and I hate that, and I don't like thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, that wall people, that's one thing you never talk about with me.
I don't want to talk about it either. I hate it.
When we got up there, we didn't see anything that fell. We did, however, find a wooden plank that was nailed in the middle, the size of a street sign. On the plank, there were initials written in fresh chalk, and never had seen it before, and neither has my dad. That was one of the very first incidents. That's really creepy. Chalk?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's like wood plank. Written chalk. Like, I'm scared.
She said wood plank.
Like, I want to throw up. So last year, I was pregnant and having a new baby in December, and I had been scouring the attic for my newborn clothes from my first. I was up there 2 days prior searching all over, including this spot. I went out that afternoon and sent my husband in there to find stuff. And when I got home, I went up to talk to him and he showed me his handmade wooden cross thing hanging from the board with the initials on it from a dog leash.
Girl, what?
I was so freaked out because I know for a fact that it was not there the other day. I would have hit my head on it. I texted my brother who works at the funeral home if he had been up there. Only entrance to the attic is in my apartment. And he insisted that he had not been up there. Oh right, we're in a funeral home boarding stay. I'm really scared. But that he did make the cross out of Lincoln logs when he was a kid. This crazy ass kid. The hell?
I guess if you live in a funeral boarding home, maybe you do be losing your mind a little bit.
So I knew who made it, but we had no idea why it was all of a sudden hanging there in plain sight. My husband really thought someone was messing with us, or I just didn't see it the other day. But there's no way in hell I didn't see it hanging at eye level. He took it down, and it swam back over. It was dangling down. My brother's freaked out now too because he made the cross, but he didn't attach the dog leash, and we didn't even have a dog.
No, because like, okay, I get like, obviously could be ghosts, but like, girl, I'm feeling wall people.
No, I don't want to talk about this. Is ghost. It's a ghost.
It's a ghost.
Wall person.
It's ghost. It's ghost.
I'm so glad I don't live in a house. Oh my god, I'm actually getting like sick. Like this is giving me anxiety.
She said, "Oh, I'm glad that you have to deal with it." Okay. Yeah.
So sorry. The leash was most likely from my brother's girlfriend's dog when they lived there, but I had never seen it. It was so creepy and I never figured out it was. Picture of the cross. Picture of the... No!
What is that?
No!
Why'd they take it like that?
I'm really scared. I don't like it. I think I just got cursed. I think I just cursed the whole internet. I mean...
Girl.
I forgot to add an important fact. Before it was a boarding house, it was a large home for a family that was really wealthy. My dad told me their name, but I forgot at the moment. But they had several kids, and the maid's quarters was in the attic. The crazy part is the chalk initials were all the same second letter initial and different first names. And so it was all the same last names, different first names.
Like all the kids from the family.
Yeah. Ew. I literally have chills.
The way I would never be going into this attic ever again. Why do y'all keep going up there? Don't go back up there. Like, block it off, seal it off.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, make this like the freaking basement in The Conjuring. Like, do not go in there.
Okay, this is a morbid thought, but do you think if there was a wall person living in your house and then you didn't know and you sealed it off and then that you get charged for murder?
No, because they're like, you didn't know they're there.
But you can't prove that you didn't know they're there.
Well, they're in like the walls.
That's true.
The first time I stayed a few nights in an empty house.
No! Okay, hey guys, thank you for watching the video. We so appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe.
Back around 1991, my then girlfriend and her family moved out of state. They had packed up their entire house and put it on the market. This was during the recession, and her dad got a really great offer out of state that he couldn't refuse. They live on the other side of town from me, in the older area of town, but nice. The homes were huge and kind of ranch style with huge lots. Oh, are you okay?
I think it's the people upstairs, but now I'm like scared, so I'm like thinking someone's up in my house. It's okay, guys, okay.
Their home was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house with detached garage, huge driveway that fit their boat and RV. This family rich, okay. And they were not really that close to neighbors, meaning the plots of homes were not spaced too close together. I remember the house had one huge tree out front that covered most of the front driveway and over to the garage. The backyard had 2 or 3 smaller trees. I remember one of them was a fruit tree, maybe oranges. When they packed up everything, I was helping them pack their home up, and when I was doing so, her dad pulled me aside to the porch with her mom. Her dad had asked me if he could trust me with something. I knew her parents loved me and trusted me, so I wasn't sure what they wanted, but I would have done anything for them. They said that until the realtor sells the house, if I wouldn't mind stopping in every few days and check on the place. Her dad hands me the key and says if you could maybe help us with cleaning the place up. He started to give me some cash, and I told him no, that I would be happy to do it for them. I knew they were going through a tough spot, so I told them not to worry about anything and that I would clean and make sure everything is okay. He seemed really worried about leaving the house alone. He said if you could maybe stay a night or two, just so people don't think the place is abandoned. He said that the guy across the street is on vacation and he was the only neighbor he could trust. During that time, there were issues of people breaking into foreclosed homes and removing appliances and squatting. I told him for sure I would plan on spending a few nights there a week or whatever. He said, call us if you need anything, but that it would take a few days of travel to get to their new place. Her dad had a cell phone, but back then it wasn't like today. He gave me my girlfriend's grandmother's phone number and said she would know how to get in touch with them. The first few days, I did as they asked. I cleaned up the kitchen, the bathrooms, vacuumed everything. Then I started doing other chores like windows, wiping down walls, and stuff. The first night, I stayed the entire night. I told my parents that I was going to work all night. It was like on a Friday, and I had planned to come home the following morning. There was a cot, radio, and a few lights. Nothing else. I decided to sleep in my girlfriend's old room.
A cot, radio, and a few lights.
I decided to sleep in my girlfriend's old room. Part of me just missed her at that point, and I didn't know how long it was going to be until I saw her again. I fell asleep with the radio playing low in the room, and I had left a couple lights on the kitchen light on, and the front bathroom light on, if I remember correctly. During the first night, I woke up in the middle of the night freezing cold. It was fall, and temps could dip down at night, but this felt like something else. It felt like a cold from some kind of source, like being inside a fridge. I got up and turned on the house heater and went back to the cot and bundled up with my sleeping bag. When I got home the next night, I had mentioned to my friend about how cold it got the night before. Apparently, it wasn't a cold night.
Oh my god, the ghosts do that, guys, if you don't know. Ghosts make everything cold.
Over the following days, I would stop by the house during the day, check on the house, I would take the time to finish up my homework, and then go home. I think the next time I slept over was on a Thursday night. I remember because I had school the next day and planned out how I was going to get to school from their home, as they lived further from my school than I did. I got to their house later in the evening. It was almost dark. This time, I had brought a little camping TV that was black and white and had bunny ears, just so I could have a little entertainment. However, the TV didn't want to get a signal in my girlfriend's old room, so I moved to their den. Their den was like an add-on. It had been a porch at some point or something, because you could tell it wasn't a part of the original home. I set up my cot, brought a thermostat of hot chocolate, turned on my TV, and was watching TV and started to fall asleep. I heard a noise come from the other side of the house. It sounded like, well, you know, if you lean a broom handle against the wall and it falls over but slides down the wall. That is what it sounded like. I got up to go check on what made that noise. I didn't see anything, and the broom and mop were in the kitchen pantry, and they were still upright. I then went to the bathroom to go pee, and I swear I heard someone whisper, like saying a sentence. I remember what her dad said about watching out for people trying to break in and steal stuff. So I ran around the home, turning on all the lights. A lot of rooms didn't have ceiling lights, so I turned on what I could. I turned on the backyard lights, the porch lights, checked all the doors. Everything was locked. Nothing was open. I got back to the den, and my little TV is off. I know I left it on. I started getting the creeps. I could honestly say I didn't sleep at all that night.
Yeah.
The next day at school, I told a couple of friends about it, and they wanted to come over, but I told them that her dad had asked me not to have people over or throw a party or anything. Not that I would have. I was split between asking a friend to join me or keeping my word. I decided to keep my word. The next 2 days, I only checked in to the house, and then that Sunday, my girlfriend called me at home. She asked me how I was doing. She was talking about their road trip to their new house. I was kind of quiet or something because I remember her asking me, okay, what's wrong? Other than telling her that I missed her, I didn't want to seem like I was some kid scared of being in a home alone. I told her to let her dad know that I stayed over a few times and went to check on the house almost every day. She then says, any issues being alone there? I said, what do you mean? She said, nothing is bothering you? I said, well, I got a really cold spell in her room, and then I heard noises, and I swear I heard whispering.
This family knows about the damn ghosts, because why would you ask that?
Well, here's the next part, right? She said,
oh no.
Yeah, I kind of figured you would find out.
No, because I'm done. We're breaking up. Because what do you mean you're sending me in a house alone to watch a house full of ghosts that you know are there?
I said, Kathy, what are you talking about? She said, well, remember how I told you I never liked to be home alone? I said, yeah. Sometimes she would call me over when her parents were not home so that she wasn't home alone. I said, is your house haunted or something? She just said, well, I'm not sure haunted or something. It's just there. But yeah, we would hear noises and see things. She went on to tell me stories about how when she was a kid and they moved in, that she would run to her parents' room and sleep at the edge of their bed. I was like, oh, okay, great. Thanks for telling me. She said, I didn't want you to think I was weird. She said, oh, my dad said you don't have to stay the night there anymore. The neighbors across the street is back from vacation and he would keep an eye on the place at night. However, he asked if I still wouldn't mind going by at least every other day.
No, I do mind. I'm not.
I kept that up for a few days, making sure to hit the house only during daytime. As the weeks went on, the days got shorter, and one evening I arrived at the house after 7. It was already dark outside. I opened up the front door, turned on some lights, and went to use the restroom. And as I was taking a piss, I was facing the toilet, and they had one of those bathrooms with the mirror that went across the whole wall. And I could see into the hallway from the bathroom. I saw something really fast go by. I yelled out, hello? I left the house in a hurry. I left the bathroom light and the hall light on. A day later, Kathy's dad asked if I'd left a light on because the neighbors saw the lights were on and saw me inside. I said, yeah. I stopped by about 7, checked on everything and left. He said, no, this was at 11 p.m. I said, no, it wasn't me. I went there a few more times, then the realtors took over and sold the house to a company that bought up homes. I was so glad to not have to go back anymore.
First of all, F that family, F you.
That night where like he heard like the broom sliding and then came back and his TV was off. After that, I'm never coming back. Like I'm telling you.
I know.
Honestly, the first night where he was like, oh, I heard someone whispering. It was really cold. I heard someone whispering. I'm not coming back after that.
I like to think I'm like, I could live somewhere haunted. I have paranoia boots if nobody knows. I have paranoia down. But if I was with other people, I think I could live in someplace haunted. But if I'm alone, that's where I draw the line.
Girl, I know I could not live somewhere haunted. With, alone, it doesn't matter. Girl, the second I hear something, I'm out. Like, I'm out. The second I feel like someone staring at me that's not there, I'm done.
What if it's not a bad ghost, though?
I don't care. Like, also think about it. You get no privacy, ever. Always.
That's fine. Okay, guys, this is the last one. It's a bonus video. I haven't sent it to Mac. I've been hearing knocking in the attic. I used a Ouija board my first year of high school 5 years ago. It's only heard in my room where the board was used, despite the attic covering much of the house. We've checked for critters and our attic is totally clear. Has this happened to anyone before?
Ew.
If that's real, that's creepy. That's real.
Girl,
creepy.
not the first comment being
No.
like, make sure it's not a person hiding up there. So
Stop with the
that's
wall
far
people.
scarier. So I was like, that's a huge fear of mine.
Ew.
I'm just like, why would you use a Ouija board? Why would you do
That's what I'm
that?
saying. I would never touch that thing.
Y'all, like, please stop using Ouija boards.
I
Like,
know.
you're opening up doors.
Even if you're like, Ouija board's fake kid toy, if the intention is to open the door, it's gonna open.
Also, girl, like, it comes with rules. It says, oh, this is how you need to open it. This is how you need to close it. Never play alone. Girl.
When people like take their fingers off, I don't care. I'm 23 years old and I believe in the power of the Ouija board.
Let me tell you something. If I was ever forced to do a Ouija board with someone and they freaking take their fingers off the board before we say goodbye, I am beating you up because now we're both cursed.
No, aren't they only cursed?
No, it's both of you because neither one of you said goodbye. The whole thing is like
over.
you have to say goodbye before you take your fingers off. And if they and like at that point, then I'm playing alone. They took their fingers off the board. I'm now playing alone. We're both cursed. I'm beating you up.
Remind me, never play Ouija board with Mac.
We could, okay, not we can do it because we're not going to do it. But should we ever be forced to, just follow the rules and we'll be fine.
Yeah, I would never take my fingers off because I'm too freaked. I really want to do a spirit box session though.
That I do want to do. I do.
So if someone wants to donate a spirit box to Mac and I, we would appreciate that. Thank you. So would you guys move into someplace haunted by yourself or with others? Let us know down below.
Also, if you have any ghost experience, any stories, let us know.
And we might read them out loud on a video. Thank you for watching, and we hope that you are not haunted by ghosts. Good night!